Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. With Ielts News Alert, this is Asad Yaqub. Well guys, in Ielts News Alert, I'm going to share one case of Ielts speaking test, and this test was conducted in India. I'm not going to name the test center and whatever the test body that was, but that student of mine, he noticed while conducting the test, the examiner was quite confused and nervous. And the examiner, I don't want to tell you the gender of the examiner, and the examiner was forgetting the questions. Time and again the examiner was forgetting the questions, and he was quite puzzled that what's going on. Why this examiner is so nervous and so confused. Anyhow, he took his speaking test and then he came back home. Right after a day, he received an email from that Ielts test center, and you can see that email as well. And in email it was mentioned, due to some technical problems, we will have to conduct or schedule your Ielts test again, or we will have to reschedule your Ielts test. And by the way, that technical mistake was not the technical mistake, that must be the human mistake. Once again, examiner forgot to push the record button of the audio recording device, and that student had to appear for his speaking test again. Well guys, let me tell you, it's not a big deal. It's not a big news. I'm not trying to create fuss out of straw. I'm not trying to make a big hill out of a what would you say? I forgot that idiom. I mean, but still the thing is, when students perform, sometimes they are very confident and their performance is good, right? And once they perform, right after you ask them, perform again, come back again, we'll conduct your speaking test again. So maybe they cannot perform. Two things are there. Either they can perform better second time, or they can underperform second time as well. Anyways, you've got to be careful. If anything happens like that, it's all normal, so mentally prepare yourselves. Once what happened in one Indian test center, they started Ielts test with reading because there were some technical issues with listening. What could be the technical issues? Their audio machine was not working right, or the audio devices had the problem, or the headphones had some problem, and they started with reading, after that writing, and when the students were overtired, then they started with listening. Another story I would like to share of one of my students. She said they actually asked me to report there. That was the reporting time, and they said come half hour before the reporting time for your Ielts test, listening, reading and writing. She reached there half hour before, and then she had to wait, and even the time that was given for the test, she had to wait another hour after that as well, because they always invite you before. So that 1 hour 30 minutes, that what do you say, idle time, that time when she was not doing anything, she started feeling low. Her energy level went down. She started feeling lethargic. She started feeling bored. And after 1 hour 30 minutes, when she was completely exhausted, sitting and doing nothing, sitting and waiting for the test, sitting and looking around, and then they started the test. So she complained. She sent a mail. She sent a mail to the authorities, and she requested them that you should tell the students to reach 30 minutes before, otherwise 3 hours test duration minimum. It takes around 3 hours and some minutes. 3 hours test and 2 hours you reach there before, or 1.5 hours you reach there before. This 4-5 hour thing is really going to be exhausting, and this directly affects your performance in the test. So be careful. Do not try to reach there quite early. One of my students from New Zealand, Parminder, she used to take her Ielts test, and she took it twice, and then what happened? Her speaking and listening, reading and writing, they were on the same day, and there was a gap of around 3 to 4 hours, and she had to sit in her car for 3 to 4 hours waiting for her listening, reading and writing test after speaking. They scheduled it in this way that in morning she had her speaking and in the noon she had her listening, reading and writing. So that wait time can really play disaster, that can be devastating for your mind, for your mental abilities. So be careful. Do not reach there in time. Try to reach there on time so that you don't have to wait and you are fresh when the test starts. But if there are the hours of waiting, in English we say long are the hours of waiting. So if there are the hours of waiting, those hours can be very dangerous. Your mental capacities, your potentials, because when you're sitting idle and you're doing nothing, you're only waiting, they may go down, and that can be one of the causes of not performing better, performing well in your actual IELTS test in listening, reading and writing. Thank you very much. That's all. If any unusual thing happens with you related to IELTS, during the test, before the test, after the test, you must send me a message on WhatsApp and I'm going to be your voice and I'm going to share that with everybody. Thank you. If you like this video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe my channel. I have another channel, Asad Yaqub Vlogs. You can subscribe to that as well, and I've got a Facebook page, Asad Yaqub IELTS. You must like my Facebook page as well. Asad Yaqub wishes you all the best. Take care. Allah Hafiz.